To shed more light on this, we have the pleasure to have with us over the phone our dear guest, Engineer Mostafa Waly, the former Deputy of Minister of Industry and the Chairman of the Egyptian Federation of Industry and economic expert. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
First of all, I would like just to correct the title. I was honored to be the General Manager sometime for the Federation of Egyptian Industries. Anyway.
Yes, Engineer Mostafa Waly, General Manager of the Federation of the Egyptian Industry.
Yeah,
yes. Yes. How did you follow the news of the Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli under the directives of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi that the Prime Minister is scheduled today to be at the Alexandria port to follow the release of some goods?
This is actually represents a very important step and a very important gesture, and they confirm the seriousness and the dedication of the leadership of this country on the highest level and from the executive bodies to relieve any problems or minimize the effect of any problems, especially when it comes to the needs of the masses of the Egyptian people. And when we have this shortage and the hike in the prices in the markets due, part of it, of course, that could be a very big part of it, a big part of it due to the non-availability for the basics inputs for having a final product, especially in these three categories or these important items. You know, when it comes to food, I mean, Egyptian food for people, and the second, components for important and basic needs of the industry.
Yes.
And these are the main, actually. And when they are, stuck in the harbor, this is really not good. We have passed something like that before, but hopefully this time it will be soon, I mean, from today, and having the Prime Minister himself, with all this capacity and with all the representation and the importance of his being around there and following the release of the goods, not only in Alexandria port, but in all other ports. This immediately will have effect, because this is a market. We will get back to the market economy when it get back, when you have at least part sometimes of the crisis, when the price hike is short of demand, short of supply. Now, all of a sudden, all of a sudden, actually, it will be the availability of the needs of the people.
Yes. Yes.
Together with this, of course, very, very excellent news which we heard and which we are living now concerning the new directives when it comes to the financial and the economic policies.
Yes, Engineer Waly, what are the priorities? The kind of goods that are going to be released today is, of course, food, medicine, and some supplies. What are the priorities? Of course, the priorities are for the food at the first hand, but give us an idea about this. Because it's not only food. There are some things that are used in packing or wrapping the foods. And as you've just mentioned, some components or some cartoons or some papers or some whatever that is used in packing, or bottles for putting, for example, milk. Or did you get me? So give us an idea about this.
You are absolutely right. But when I mentioned food in the first place, and actually medicine also, that means that we have to target this as a priority. With all its what we call the supply chains or the aggregates of having this available as an end product, whether it's coming as an end product or coming in the form of materials or components. I am a man of industry, and I know the importance that you have the supply chain, especially locally. When you need them, it must be around so that you can always keep the market at least satisfied with the required demand. I agree with you, yes. But for example, when we look at the animal feed,
Yes, that's one of the
that's very important.
supplies that
That's
are
very
going to be
important.
released
Goes
today.
to the food also, yes.
Yes. Yes, it's very important because this is one of the kinds of the supplies or the
Yes.
goods release that is going to take place today, because most of the people were also complaining about that they cannot find food for the animals here in Egypt, of
Yes,
course.
yes,
Yes.
yes, right.
Yes.
Yes, we agree.
Yes.
Agree with you.
So how would this step under the directives of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, the release of the goods today, would serve the market, serve the merchants, and serve the Egyptian citizens?
Well, at least we will be solving one of the main issues, maybe the prime issue in the crunch which you are feeling now as a nation and as consumers in Egyptian consumers at large. This is number one. I mean, to have the needs required for the demands to supply and to cope with the demands immediately as fast as possible after such, very, very tough time, actually. Because this immediately will let the people feel relaxed, and then, a lot of the pressures which we are suffering out of our hand, of course, but due to the situation which I've been through, we will not get into details, but at least now we have quite enough quantities in the ports ready to be shipped, to be processed, to be packed, to be directly ready to be supplied to the market. This immediately, time is essential in this case, especially taking in consideration this Ramadan is coming and the people anticipating, to have their normal and, yearly procedure, really habits of supplying foods for everybody, maintaining things, feeling okay, This will help a lot. This will help a lot.
Yes, yes. Also, one of the very important points also, Engineer Waly, is the prices. How would the release today of the goods and the food supplies would result in moderate prices, as there would be, of course, the market is going to be full of other varieties. So give us an idea about the important point of prices.
You are talking prices now. I heard it. Yes, okay. You mean prices? You are talking prices now. Hello.
Hello.
You are talking prices. You are saying.
I didn't get you, engineer.
Yes, yeah. So I want to make sure. Look, there is.
I'm speaking about the prices. Yes.
Sorry.
Prices.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now we'll get back to the basic and the most important rule in the economic life at large, starting from the beginning, the most essential one, the supply and demand. That is very important relation. And any discrepancy or unbalance, severe unbalance in this relation actually immediately will affect the prices. Regardless of anything else, because this is rules of the market. There is other regulation which can reduce this, which force, the effect, the bad effect of this. But at the end, first let's have the right relation between the supply and demand.
Yes.
In this case, of course, the supply will increase, and it's all of a sudden compared to yesterday, for example, if it's today, then you will see the effect, especially in the very sensitive items and of higher demand. That's very important. And always we'll find it in the food side, in the food sector, in the food segment.
Yes, I thank very much for your time. Also, thank you for your valuable information, Engineer Mostafa Waly, the General Manager of the Federation of the Egyptian Industries. Thank you very much for joining us.